So hey folks, assalamu alaikum. In this video we're going to talk about the Google's Vertex AI. Okay, so this video is basically for the people who are eager to work with Vertex AI, but you might not have any experience with how to fine tune this. Okay, so we are going to use different models. So how can you actually come here? So first of all, you have to just search for cloud.google.com. You can just you can see the lot of things that comes up, but you might see this pop up when you search in the Google Chrome, and then try in Vertex AI. Once you join in, you have to just enable all of the APIs. You can see what is API. As a beginner, you might say that APIs are basically you can consider them as waiters. You ask for the food and waiter brings you the food. So the thing is, you will put some commands or whatever you do. APIs will basically then serve the purpose. They will just share those queries to the models and so on. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so when following these, like if you just want to visit this video or if you want to see this video, while doing that, you can just check out one of my blogs on I think Hashnode, right? So here, if I just pop it up here, so this is the blog. Okay, so for the whole session or the whole video, we are going to actually talk about these few things. Okay, the few things would be like, what is Gemini, how to use the Vertex AI and Google AI Studio. So this won't be providing won't be covered in this video about the Google AI Studio, but you can just follow this blog and you can do it. Now the thing is, talking about the concept, so let's start with it. So what is Gemini? So if you just look into, if you just go for go here, if you just look into here, deepmind.google.com, so here you can see there are a few models out here, so Gemini models out here, right? So you can chat with the Gemini or you can build with Gemini. Okay, so you can use the Gemini or you can actually integrate Gemini in your like projects or so on. Okay, now the thing is, here basically we can see there are like Ultra, Pro, then Flash and Nano, these four I'd say services or four models currently, so you can use. Okay, here for example, talking about this here, so talking about here you can see for the model we have Flash, then we have Pro, these are the things, right? And Palm model, these are not for the these are not by Gemini, but the thing is, you will see much more options in Google AI Studio. Okay, now the thing is, let's go back and let's talk about this one. Okay, great. So here it is. So Gemini models, here you can see lots of models out here, so you can just look into that, like our largest model for highly complex tasks, Pro, etc, Flash, our lightweight model, so our most efficient model. So you have to decide which you want to go for. Here you can see it is the largest model. That means it will have a lots of parameters. Now you can say, what is parameter? What is this parameter you're talking about? So if you have worked with the neural networks for deep learning, you will see there are lots of weights out there. So those weights are basically the parameters we talk about. The more weights we have, the more parameters we have, the better for us. Okay, so you can see our largest model. So here you can see, I think that means the parameter, or just for the image purpose, that's the thing. So it's for the largest model. So maybe if your model or if your service or whatever it is requires a lot of like parameters, requires a very good result, you can go for that. And here you can see our best model for general performance across wide range of tasks. So I think that should be something that can be considered if your project is something which deals with a lot of tasks. Okay, here you can see across the wide range of tasks, so maybe writing essay, generating something, etc, a lot of tasks can be done. Okay, so you can call it an all-rounder. Okay, now the thing is, Flash, our lightweight model, so this is very lightweight. That means here you can see from the image, like these were the parameters, it's less, and here you can see it's very less, right? It's very lightweight, which means that we have very less parameters out here, and you don't need that much of computing for this Flash. And here you can see our most efficient model on a device task. So it can be for the phones or devices. So you can use Nano if you are totally beginner, or if the project is very lightweight, it doesn't need that much of computing of the or use of Gemini. But this is for the industry professionals, okay, for creating big projects or something like that. Now here we can see something like Project Astra, which is not our topic though, but you can just see like how it works, and you can just see this one. But here is an interesting factor, relentless innovation. So if you just look into here for this one, here you can see that for capacity general, okay, for in general capacity, if we use the benchmark this and we have basically description like enhanced version of popular MMM dataset with, okay, what was basically this is something of the research work, okay. They do research like for example code, they have used some coding, okay, and for the coding, when they have compared, if you just compare, you will see that Gemini 1.5 Flash is 77.2% efficient, whereas 1.5 Flash, right? Okay, it is for May 2024. It is like September, so it is 79.8, whereas Pro is 82.6 and 1.5 Pro is 85.4. So the difference is what we're talking about is the Flash model which was used in May is 77.2 and it increased in September, whereas for Pro it was 82.6 and now it is 85.4. So increasing, the result is ever increasing. That's good, very good for us, okay. For mathematical tasks, these are the performance and so on. So now you can say like, okay, it's all about Gemini, right? So what about other models? Where can I see the comparison between them? So you can just search in the Google that about the research papers on Gemini. So you will see that in the research paper they may compared all of the model like GPT and others and compared the Gemini models with them. So you can see Gemini is performing very well out there, okay. So and today we are basically using Vertex AI. Gemma is basically the platform where you use Gemini to chat, and Google AI Studio is something I've covered in the blog, so you can just check that out, okay. Using the blog, I will just add that in the video, okay. Now let's go back and we will talk about the things, okay. So these are something mentioned like what are the differences. You can just read them out, there is no problem. Basically Gemini Nano is the most efficient model, Gemini Pro is the mid-tier, and Gemini Ultra, thus we mentioned, or the most capable model that delivers state-of-the-art performance across a wide range of highly complex tasks. Okay, now let's start with prompt engineering, because today we are basically going to use this, right? Prompt. Here you can see we are going to use the prompt. So let's go. So what is this prompt engineering? Okay, a good prompt, like prompt is basically a question, okay, a question you want Gemini to answer. Now the thing is prompt engineering or prompt elements, this has basically we put some input, we share some context with it, and we will also add some examples with the prompt. Okay, so this is how the prompt engineering works. So talking about them, what it is, what am I mentioning? Okay, for example, let's talk about this. This is some sort of input. For example, this is the input for this is an input, right? So the input is what were the most popular baby names in Hawaii in the year 1990. Okay, so this is an example of input. Okay, so this can be a question you can ask, you can give in the prompt, right? That can be done, right? Now, but some questions might need additional data, right? For example, just understand, like you ask the Gemini model that what were the most popular baby names in Hawaii, right, in 1990, right? Okay, so the input is basically, you understood, like the basic question from the Gemini, right? It will basically ask, it will look for into the 1990s newspaper maybe, or some sort of data to look into, like, okay, what's happening, what was the most popular baby name. Okay, no problem. But in this question, do we need anything more to add? We don't, right? That's the thing. Okay, the thing is that was we don't require anything, any context with it, but there are a few options, like we need to add context with it, right? So here you can see, for example, this is a message like, last year I received a job offer for a design role with a salary of 120k, and this is the offer letter. insert of a later text here, so you will actually share the or maybe you're asking the text to be added here. So help me craft a response that indicates that I am very interested in the role but need higher compensation. Now the thing is, you have given the context right now, right? For example, if you just don't write this thing, like the message, obviously you have to write the message out here, not you can't ask, or you can ask the Gemini to generate something, you can do that. The thing is, if you just remove this one and ask like generate a like a response that I'm very interested in this role, it won't understand like these things. Okay, so you have to provide this information, so you are giving the context, right? And sometimes rather than a simple question, you may need to give the model some output or some context. So for example, here you can see like a example, like you have written this tweet colon, I really hate the Dallas Cowboys, and it should mean the sentiment is basically negative out here. Okay, you are giving this input. These are something you can provide in the prompt. Okay, and you have given another example tweet, OMG, Arsenal are the best sports team in history, sentiment is positive. And you have just also written that tweet says like I'm so tired of watching the awful Carolina Panthers these years. Okay, and you have said like you have just written sentiment and there is nothing. Okay, this is a prompt. And now the thing is, what is this meaning or indicating? Now the thing is, this is meaning that this text actually means some negative thing, and you have actually mentioned that, and you have given the text and you mentioned this is positive. And obviously prior to these Gemini models, etc., Google actually have something called these analyzer which can understand the sentiments, right? Sentiment analyzer and something. You can just go to Google Chrome and you can ask for that sentiment analyzer. You will see there is some prompt coming up. You can just give your text and it will generate that, and it will say like, is it positive or negative? Okay, there are some metrics from, maybe I'm not sure about it, maybe from 0 to 100 or something. It will indicate, it guesses, it actually predicts like, yes, this sentence means some positive or negative. Okay, the thing is, in this prompt you are actually giving the example. You are saying okay, it's negative. You are giving example, you're saying it's positive, and you actually are giving this example and you are asking, is this something is this, and what is this sentiment basically? Okay, and after that you will get some actually output. For example, this is the output we are expecting. So this will be the output, like the Gemini actually generates this one, like I really hate the Dallas Cowboy. It's the sentiment is negative, OMG is positive. But here you can see this sentence we provided, like, geez, I'm so tired of watching the awful Carolina Panthers this year. So the result or the sentiment is negative, generated by Gemini. Now why? Now if you just look into that, I am so tired of watching awful. So tired, I don't think that is much more of probability of negative, but awful is has a very high probability of being negative, right? Okay, so now the thing is, we understood this concept. So as you can see, this first two tweets express clear sentiments, where the third one is more nuanced. These are the things, right? Awful and tired, these words meaning some sort of negative thing, right? Now the thing is that after that, what other things? The input, context, we've seen. Now talking about the examples. So this is the thing, like talking about the format. So example is related to the format. Why? Now here you can see, create a comma separated list of the 5 names of the top most populated countries on earth and their populations. Format your output using CSV. So these, if you ask for the form, like if you have to mention the format or the example, okay, you can share this one, rank comma country comma population, something like that, and it will generate something like that. The rank is 1, China, these and so on, right? You can specify the format basically, or you can obviously mention that here as well. Here you can see comma separate a list of the 5 names. Here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 lanes, most populated countries on earth and their populations. Oh, just you can do that, but it's better you mention this one separated by things, and also give the example so that it can understand how you want this. Now this block also talks about the difference between Google AI Studio and Vertex AI, but you can learn about Google AI Studio out here. I'm not going to talk about it here in this video, but let's talk about we will talk about these Gemini ones. Okay, let's see. Okay, from here I think we will need to talk about this. Okay, now let's move to our I would say is this one, our Vertex AI. Here, if you just look into here, let's understand these things. Basically, this is where we will give the prompt, but these are the things we need to understand. Okay, if you understand this thing is prompt is anyone can actually give this one. Basically, prompt is basically asking the question. If you go to Gemini, basically where in that place we just give our prompt. The questions are basically prompt, but in general these are some thing in the chat version. So the chat version is basically on the Gemini, but you can use the prompt version as well. So here, if you just look into here, we can see the models. So here we have Flash models, which is 1.5, Flash Pro, sorry, Pro, and this one Flash 001. Okay, 002, it's 002. Here Pro, here Pro Vision, that is vision is related to images. Okay, if you just need to work with some sort of image, etc., you can do that. Gemini Pro Vision Experimental, these are experimental 3. Okay, they also have the tag, and these are palm models, not related to us. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, but in the Google AI Studio you will get much more of the offerings. Okay, much more models to work with. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, these are the models, no problem. Now again, here we also have the option to choose the regions. Okay, you can choose the nearest region, so that is better. For example, we are just choosing US Central, no problem with that. It's the default one, we are just not removing that. Now the interesting factor is the parameter, which is temperature. Now you can say, what is this temperature? So my blog has covered this one. So if you just go into the temperature, here we have mentioned like what is this temperature. Temperature is basically, it is used for sampling during response generation. It is basically to generate the randomness. Okay, now you can say, what is this randomness you are asking for? So for example, you said like, okay, generate me an essay on cow, or generate me an essay on tree. Okay, now it will generate something. Now you have seen the result or the output, and you think like, okay, this generation or this output is not that much of awesome. Let's generate something, okay, different, with some different kind of keywords, something different in the sentence. You can actually fluctuate the range of temperature to do that. Here the range was typically 0 to 1, but it has been changed, and it is currently, from here you can see. So for Gemini 1.0 Pro, it is basically this one. Default is 0.9, it is 0 to 1, but for Gemini 1.5 Flash, it should be 0 to 2, right? You can check that out from the blog. So here you can see from the temperature for Gemini Flash, or if you just look into Pro, it's basically 0 to 2. The range has been changed. Let's see for the vision, was that Pro is basically Pro. Yeah. Here you can see for the Pro, it's again 0 to 1. So you have to understand like, okay, how this temperature or something is changing, or what is the default one. Basically, you can go and search for the blogs, and you will see that for the specific models, the range has been specific. It should be ranging from 0 to 1, and the default one has been selected as well. So our blog has also mentioned that, but the thing is, for the Gemini 1.0 Pro, here you can see the Pro, it's 0 to 1. For 002, it's 0 to 2, and so on, right? Let's we do have Flash, right? 1.5 Flash, let me check that one. All right, 1.5, yes, 002, it's 0 to 2. Okay, the default value for temperature is 1. Okay, now if you just generate okay, generate me a paragraph on, I think, as I did mention, I think not animal, maybe tree, on tree, paragraph on tree. Let's press this one. Okay, yeah, here you can see tree, the majestic giants of plant kingdom are vital component of Earth's ecosystem, etc., etc. Okay, If I do remove the temperature and select this one, trees majestic vital component of our ecosystem stands as a silent witness. So it's totally different, right? If I select this one, error message online quota except for Gemini. Okay, no problem. It's for the Gemini. We can select different one. Pro. Okay. For the Pro, token limit. So that's the thing. The token limit should be, if you just, we'll talk about this paragraph. Temperature is 0. Okay. 0. Tree, the silent sentiment, or etc. for all tall majestic, etc. No problem. If I generate this, if I tell it to generate street for sentiment of nature or for a multiple, although it's like it's generating something you can see different, but if you just look into the keywords and others, it's kind of same, right? Now the thing is, if we just look into the default was maybe 1.8 and now generate this one. So I'm just looking into the first sentence. Okay, I think how interesting that sentence can be. Sadly, okay, what's the problem? Exceeded. The quota limit is exceeding. That's an issue. Okay, no problem. Let's do, because we are using a high temperature and the quota. Let's just decrease that one. Flash 001 and quota should be very less, 954. Okay, now let's work with this, and this time 1.8. Okay. Trees, the silent giant of our world, stand as, here you can see, testament to our enduring power of nature. So this is the thing. Okay, I'm very much of, I'm thinking maybe the quota might exceed again, and with 2. Okay, let's see. You can see the words like giants, silent giants. You can see testament to the enduring power, etc. Let's see. Yeah, we haven't crossed the limit, because it's very less, 954. Trees, the silent giants of our world, stand as a testament of the enduring power of the nature. Silent giant, it's almost the same because it was 1.8 and 2 is very near. If you just look into 1.7, let's see. It's did exit. Okay, let's see. 1.5 Pro. So we are basically using all of the models, right? So it's exceeding. That's an issue, but in the meantime we're learning a lot, right? This time maybe with 1.4. Okay, trees are silent guardians of our planet, stand tall and proud, and their roots anchoring them to earth while their branches reach for the sky. For me, if you just look into all of the 4 paragraphs, I think with temperature 1.8 and 2, it was much more like, if you just look into temperature, the difference between what is happening, let's just look into that so you can understand why. With the low temperature, it's focusing on some particular like maybe 1 or 2 particular keywords. Okay, so what is this keyword? So the keyword or token, this is basically something very important. We'll talk about it. The thing is, when we use the models, Gemini or LLM models, they basically generate some sort of words, okay, or tokens. Those are generated depending on the predictions. So in general, when we ask for the question, it will generate some text or keywords, etc. When you choose the low temperature, it will select the it will basically choose the most important or the keyword which has the most I would say the prediction. Okay, but talking about the high temperature, when you choose the high temperature, you will see there are much more keywords used in your sentences. Okay, but it might have low I would say predictions, but you will see much more. So from this image you can see we have 4 white options and we have 1 red, which has much more probability. Okay, but here you can see we have less probability, but we have chosen 3 reddish one. So with high temperature, you're expecting much more randomness, much more sentence keywords to be used in your output. But with low temperature, you're expecting that should be exact. That should be one like a particular keyword that has the most probability. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, great. Now this is how. So with low temperature, it's basically focusing on the silent giant of the planet. That's it. Okay. But here, now you can see there are lots of sentences, etc. That's not meaning or indicating that. That's basically defining the silent guardians. But if you just looked into the previous, which we had almost 1.8 to 2, it had, like in the first sentence we can see the 2 points out there, right? Okay, I'm not sure if I do exceed the limit, but I want to generate this one and using high temperature. Great. So here, if you just look into here, tree is the silent jet of the nature world, stand as living testament. There's almost the same, no problem. Maybe that's not different out here in the first sentence, but these has decreased a bit the sentence. But looking into here, with roots that develop, delve deep into the earth, anchoring them against the fiercest small storm that branches reaching towards the sky like arms in prayer. They provide shelter to the countless creature. Great. I want to, let's see if we can generate. Actually, the issue with this is if we could use high number of tokens, we could have generated a very good sentence. But we can right now with low temperature. Great. Silent giant, etc., etc. Their roots often hidden beneath the earth, anchoring them against storms while their branches reach sky, drawing the. So here, compared to the previous sentence, again with the low temperature, we can't see that much of keywords used. There are very less keywords used out here. So it's all about the keywords. Okay, keywords can be defined like important words or points. Okay, you can see, you can actually fluctuate these range. Okay, so you can test these out for sure. Now talking about another concept. Okay, we're done with this. So yeah, now talking about stop sequence. Okay, stop sequence is basically you are indicating the model to stop if this thing, a particular sentence or particular word is there used. Okay, now the thing is, for example, you can see you can use here a stop colon, right, or actually a word and so on. Okay, let's see if we can find that out. Add stop sequence. So for example, I'm saying, great, so it's taking like once the dot is generated, stop. So although I don't know if I think it did exit. Oh great, now here you can see it stopped because T is the giants of the nature world, stands as the majestic plants of the life. Now there should have been a stop sequence, right? This one. Okay, now as it found it actually got that this stop sequence, it stopped generating the text. So you can do that. Even I can write the tree, like, because and once I write tree, I think I'm damn sure that's there won't be any response because it starts with tree, right? So great, so you can do that because when are we using this one? Maybe you don't want certain words or certain words not to be included here, maybe some sort of sexual word or others. You can just add that, so in that point it will just stop. You can do that, but there is another options like safety filter settings. So from here you can see you can actually block the hate speech. You can actually block few or block most of the sexual explicit contents and so on. You can do that. These are the options you have, so you don't need to do that for the stop sequence, but you can do some, maybe for the comma or maybe for a word, you can do that, no problem. This for the stop sequence. Great. Now talking about others, safety settings, we have seen how we can do that. This thing is basically from the AI Studio. Okay, now top K and top P. So these are the things. Okay, let's see top K and top P. So if we look into here, you can see the advanced one. Here you can see top K. You can see this max response has been stopped. You can include that, but yeah, we don't want to. Once included, you can just actually choose this top K, but top K is not included for these model. Okay, you can remove, or you can go for these, and you can again here you can see it's not. Let's see if we can get for any top piece there. I'm looking for models where I can use. Oh, here we can't because it's experimental. Oh no, let's see if we have any. Yeah, here you can see top K. We can choose the top K. Okay, and we don't need to specify seed or anything. So it's the options are kind of a bit different depending on the model. Okay, you can just use different models, and you can see. Now the thing is, what is top K? If you just look into the blog, you will see that top K is basically it changes how the model selects the tokens for output. Okay, so for example, rather than the text, just understand. For example, as I mentioned, that LLMs do generate some sort of text or tokens which has a good probability. For example, happy, this word, assuming that it has a 70% of probability, this has maybe 20, this the summation of that is maybe 90, and here it has 5, it has 2, it has sorry, it is 3, it is 2 something. So summation of all of the probability is maybe 100 or 1. The thing is that if you select K, top K equal to 1, what it does is it selects only the one token, okay, from the probability list. So happy will be chosen. Okay, so you are saying this token, the highest, obviously it the LLM or Gemini basically generates the probability list. From that it will use this happy token. Okay, so using this happy token, it will generate some output which will have this word used a lot. Okay, but if you choose top K equal 3, it will choose these top 3 tokens from the probability list. So now happy, wonderful, merry, all of the three words will be, or tokens will be used in your output. That's good for us. Now let's talk about the top P. Sorry, what is this top P? Now talking about the example, you see top P, you can use fraction. Now fraction is basically, here you can see the probability 30, 20 is 50, 60, 68, 4, 72. Other options are not here, but the thing is in general we do have this kind of probability list. So happy has the probability as 30%, wonderful is 20. If you actually have the value, it will be in general 30 plus 20 is 50%, which has a value 0.5. Okay, right. So if you choose top P, it will just select these two words. Okay, great, or tokens. So highest probabilities which is within this limit. Okay, which is within this limit, so it will choose. Luckily we have 30 and 20, like 50% or 0.5 as our probability, but it might not be here. It can be 30 and maybe here 10. It can be 10 and it can be 10. So once we select top P equal to 0.5, it will select happy, wonderful, merry. If there was like 10, 30, 10, 10, so it would actually check like 30 plus if that was 10, 40, and it was 10, 50. So yeah, these three tokens should be used in our output. So these are the things, variables, which do indicate that okay, certain sentences should be modified, or what are the tokens or keywords that should be used in our output. Okay, you can read this one, lower top P or higher top P, what's the difference out here, and how we use temperature, top K and top P out here. So this is the end of the blog. Right now let's use our Gemini and use these ones. Okay, here you can see for, I think it's provision, right? We are not using anything, but let's see if it can. Although burger, okay, token is 32, it's choosing 32, but I am happy with 15 probability with maybe 70%, 15 tokens. Okay, 11, 4, 826. Let's check if that can do. Now the thing is, generate me burger. Now you can say, okay, why there is no image? Okay, you can insert your media, upload something, you can use it out here, but you are basically expecting when you are using this Vertex AI text, you're basically expecting text, right? Now this is the thing, you're using Pro Vision, but for the vision models it works better. So if you upload some sort of maybe steak or burger and you ask any question with it, it can answer, it will work with it. Now the thing is, generate me a burger, what it did, it generated some, like, what are the thing, let's see if it can generate image. We are being very much of yeah, we are asking for a burger. Now here you see the image is not good, right? Because this is not a platform that will generate you a very good image. But now we can say, where can we get the image then? I need a image, right? You just go to Gemini, you can just ask for that, go there. If you go to Gemini and ask for the model, you can see that, right? So same. Oh, yeah, here it is, as I mentioned. So we can see the almost the same output because it's behind it is using the basically the Gemini is basically using the Gemma models, right? Now the thing is, here you can see it's almost the same output we got here with the previous one, right? And here, but if you just specify like an image, it will give you an image, right? This platform gives you an image, but Vertex AI doesn't, right? Once I ask generate me oh, it should be an image, right? Okay, I think, can it do it? No, still, because this is not something that has been efficiently created, or the Vertex AI is not that for generating the images, but it can surely work with your images. You can insert your image and you can ask for like, okay, what you can do and so on. What is this image all about? Okay, let me save this one. Next up, burger. Oh, let me give it different name so that demo. Okay, once I upload, I think it should be demo. Okay, yeah, I think it's saved in images. Okay, somehow. Okay, no problem. I'm looking for the images. Great. So what's this? With using Pro Vision, let's see if it can do. Yes, that's the thing. Pro Vision, it is saying that this is a cheeseburger, so you can do that, no problem with that, but it generally doesn't generate those ones. Okay, another option is the chat one. Here you can see we have translation, we have speech, we have vision, we have prompt gallery. Prompt gallery is basically where we can see lots of prompts already out there, like animal information chatbot. So if you look into here, it is specified or it is trained on animal information. Okay, so if you ask for what food is required for a kitty, especially you need a cat, you need a diet specifically, etc. So you can see it's very specific. So these prompt gallery is basically for specified tasks. Okay, airline reviews, audio, etc. I think that's the interesting one. Okay, let me ask the ranks from here. Your travel agent or etc. etc. This is a prompt, right? General response. So I click the submit. I am not interested with that. Okay, let's see or let's just use the previous one or see. I don't know if that you receive positive feedback. Okay, no problem. A lot of things basically here, the prompt, summarization steps, how it should be, summary, list of reviews. Okay, as I mentioned with the example, these are the like some sort of examples, like if we get 5, it's like this, 3 it's these, and saying basically some context related to an airline, which is go where you like airline. Okay, something like that. So it is here with the airline reviews. So here you can see the reviews. It's not something related to chat. So if you just look into here, the differences between here, it is a chat bot, so you can chat. It is a review. So you, like for example, you have created your own airline, demo airline, and you can put the reviews, and you can also indicate, okay, this means this is this, and you can also give all of the reviews out there, and you can get a summary of if your airline is a good one or not. So once we went here, for example, just we had this one, I am not sure if that will exist. So a list of reviews, these are the reviews. Okay, 4 like, 5 like, etc, etc, and so on. So let me just check if it doesn't exist. Here you see, go where you like received overwhelmingly positive feedback. Here you can say most of those were basically liked, and that's the thing. Okay, and feedback regarding several aspects of its service, many passengers praised, etc, etc. So maybe this user case is much more relevant to maybe you have an airline and you have a feedback form which you have shared with your customer, and using those feedbacks you can just put it out here. You have to ensure that, okay, it understands the ratings, etc, like maybe 4 star means good, 2 star is bad, etc, etc, and then you can ask for the response. So you will get a summary of that. So this prompt is basically you can consider it as an example of like an input within context, and obviously using the prompt, right? And we have chat, as we mentioned earlier. We have the chat format here, so you can use you can ask the plain text to be here. For example, who's the president of USA? So the current president of USA is Joe Biden. Great. But if you asked JSON format, and you can see what is, now I don't think I mentioned about the token. So here you can see who is the president of USA. Depending on the words out here, it has generated, it is saying that there are 27 tokens. Now you can say, well, how there are just 1 2 3 4 5 6 sentences, or using question mark, maybe 3 4 5 3 4 5 6 7, right? You can see 27. Basically you can't specify tokens in that manner. Tokens are basically some sort of if you just look into my blog, let's go to the blog, and you can see there is an example of token. You can see, let's go and check that out here. So for example, this is a sentence, hello world. Okay, and this can be tokenized into hello, then comma, world, exclamatory, etc. It can be tokenized in a lot of options. It can be, here you can see just 2 words, but we have almost maybe I think 4 tokens. Okay, so 27 you can't specify that. It basically, the machine or the AI is basically tokenized or generates the tokens depending on your sentence. Okay, which is the president of USA. If remove this, no, here you can see 1 token is missing, right? So this is a part of the token. Great. So yeah, now talking about an overview. So we have till now talked about a lot of things, like what is prompt, what are the variables, how can you fine tune those. So if you just previously mentioned, if you just come up here, you can just see like you can use the open freedom one here, freedom one. You can use the chat version, this one. You can use the vision version, which is not accessible to all the users. Okay, it's not currently accessible to me. And you can see speech, prompt gallery for the default ones, and so on. So this is how you can use the Vertex AI. But I have also taught you the concept of using different models and tokens and top K, top NLP and others. Okay, so I think that should be it. That should be something for the beginners to work with Vertex AI. And for sure, if you're working with Google Cloud, you should use Vertex AI and you should have some credits as well, right? So Google Cloud credits. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next video.